The house across the street. In the quiet neighborhood of Villa Serenidad, one house stood out above all the others. The house across the street, as the neighbors called it, was an old, dark wooden structure with windows that were always closed and a porch that creaked in the wind. At night, dim lights flickered behind the curtains, and occasionally strange noises could be heard, like moans or muffled knocks. Rumors soon began to emerge: witchcraft, human trafficking, a secret cult. No one knew for sure, but everyone was sure something sinister was going on there. The most disturbing thing was that only men entered the house. They wore sports clothes, always with hoods or caps that hid their faces. They arrived at dusk and slipped through the front door like shadows. The strange thing was that no one saw them leave. Marcella, a curious young mother, had watched the house across the street since she moved into the neighborhood. From her window, she spent hours watching and writing down in a notebook every movement that happened there. Her husband, Raul, told her she was exaggerating, that the house probably belonged to someone who enjoyed their privacy. But Marcella couldn't ignore the details: the nighttime noises, the number of men who came in, and above all, the disturbing darkness that seemed to envelop the place. One night, as she peeked out from behind the curtains, she saw something that chilled her. A robust man, with a black bag over his shoulder, came out of the house. But instead of walking toward the street, he turned toward the back garden and disappeared. "I knew it," Marcella thought. "He's hiding something back there." The rumors intensified. Some neighbors claimed they had seen trucks unloading huge boxes late at night. Others swore they heard muffled screams coming from the basement. The collective imagination overflowed. Perhaps it was a center of operations for a criminal network, or a secret laboratory where they experimented on humans. One day, everything changed. A loud argument broke out in the house next to La Casa de Enfrente. The neighbor, Don Esteban, a nosy retiree, was yelling at the woman of the house, Maria del Carmen, discreet figure barely visible behind her long, dark hair. "Enough of hiding things. We don't want your problems in this neighborhood." Maria del Carmen didn't answer. She calmly closed the door and disappeared. Marcella, who had witnessed everything from her window, decided it was time to act. That same night, she sneaked into the backyard of La Casa de Enfrente with a flashlight and a camera. When she reached the patio, she discovered something surprising: a secret entrance to the basement. She gathered her courage and went down. The basement was not what she expected. There were no corpses, no strange machines, no cults. Instead, she found stretchers, massage tables, aromatic oils, and a wall full of soccer uniforms signed by famous players. Confused, she went back up to the main house and heard voices from one of the rooms. Peeking in, she saw Maria del Carmen tending to an athletically built man, giving him a deep back massage as they talked about soccer games. "This doesn't make sense," Marcella thought, but before she could escape, she tripped over a flower pot, making a loud noise. Maria del Carmen ran out into the hallway, her gaze serious but not alarmed. "Who's there?" she said in a firm voice. Marcella, nervous, came out of her hiding place. "Sorry. I just wanted to know what's going on in this house." The woman sighed, tired but understanding. "Come in. It's better for you to see for yourself." Inside, Maria del Carmen explained everything. She was a professional sports masseuse who worked exclusively for soccer teams. Many players visited her after training or games to recover from injuries or relax before the next matches. The reason why no one saw them leave was simple: the house had a back garage connected to an alley, where the players would leave to avoid attracting the attention of the press or fans. The noises, moans, and creaks in the house were nothing more than the result of deep massages and intensive use of therapeutic tools. The dim light was because Maria del Carmen, being a reserved person, preferred to maintain her privacy. Marcella was speechless. "So there is nothing sinister here?" Maria del Carmen smiled. "Nothing more sinister than the gossip of a neighborhood full of imagination." Marcella apologized profusely and went home, ashamed of her assumptions. But when she told everything to the neighbors the next day, they refused to believe her. "That's what they want us to think," Don Esteban said. "A masseur for soccer players? What a ridiculous story. And so, the rumors about the house across the street continued, fueled by the imagination of a neighborhood that preferred mystery to reality. Marcella, for her part, learned that sometimes things are not what they seem and that, more than mystery, the real terror is the uncontrolled mind of those who observe from afar without understanding the truth.